Food is so hotly debated in Cuba. Some people love it, some people pack their own spices, which is fair, and some people think the food in Cuba is disgusting. Here's what you have to understand. It is a communist country. The food is rationed out by their government. With the US opening up travel to Cuba, tourism has taken a sharp spike up. So where we live in a capitalistic society of waste, honestly, and go to the supermarkets with aisles upon aisles of fresh produce imported from countries we have blocked from importing to Cuba, you are eating what is grown and caught in Cuba. The land is not set up to sustain the ferociousness of tourists. Avocados are a luxury. You really might want to bring your own Lowry's, but I rarely had a problem with the food unless we were eating at tourist restaurants. I had the worst food in Trinidad, that's a city in Cuba, because we met up with a group and they were insistent on eating a super subpar $25 dinner for New Year's. I had my best meal for 2 kook out of a garbage bag at the Via Azul bus stop in Havana. I ate what and where the locals ate, and it was lit. Whole meals for no more than 3 kooks. Cubans eat a lot of pork, chicken, and seafood. They don't really do spicy, like pepper, hot sauce wasn't really a thing. And I'm surprised I didn't see a single plantain. Like, where were the plantanos? I don't know how folks fare as a full-out vegetarian, but pescatarians have plenty of options. The meat is so much fresher than what we eat in the States. The rum is delightful. Drink lots of it in pina coladas. Here's the biggest quirk to keep in mind, especially if you eat local. Plastic, flatware, and takeout is not a thing. A lot of the local places in Havana serve food out of a window, and you literally eat your food and drink your drink right there. They give you real silverware and plates that you have to give back. Check the description box for my blog post on all the best places I ate. And an exception, paladars are the exception to tourist-aimed restaurants that are really good. I'll break that down in the blog post. Culture. The reason why I travel. I don't know why I thought I would have to go looking for Afro-Cubans, but they were everywhere. Everywhere, I tell you. We went to Vinales, known for its cigars and lush valleys, Havana, the capital, and salsaed my heart out. To Matanza and the gorgeous Varadero beaches, to Trinidad, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a tourist trap. Each city has a different feel, but overall, the people look like they're from New Jersey. Folks look Italian and Ghanaian and Jewish, Hispanic, and like your cousin Tyrell. Very, very similar to the diversity in the States. The music and salsa dancing is everywhere. It is very easy to take part in the culture, whether you just walk down the Malecon at night or hit the clubs. If you're finding it hard to find info about what to do on the ground, especially when it comes to supporting Afro-Cubans, do not fret. Part of the reason is because it's a communist society. Everything is heavily taxed, and everything requires a government-issued license. I have complicated feelings on communism, so I'm not trying to paint it as an absolute bad, but we have to be honest about the constraints when it comes to our capitalistic expectations. To get to the point, entrepreneurship doesn't work the same way out there. So a lot of people are doing business under the table. You will have no problem finding them once you're in Cuba, but the government does surveillance the internet and Facebook. You can get folks in a lot of trouble by publicly sharing their info. We were quoted 25 kook per hour when we checked from the States about salsa dancing lessons, and then got to Havana and found a great girl who was breaking it all the way down at the club, who was 10 kook per hour. Relax. You're going to a country where everyone speaks Spanish and not so many speak or understand American English. That will sway your trip a bit, but it can be a super enjoyable experience if you don't over worry about things you cannot control and leave your American expectations at home. Check my blog for follow-up posts on places to eat, my favorite beach, and other recommendations. I can't wait to go back to Cuba. And yes, I have a video all about the art. The selection in Cuba was everything. Hope this was helpful. If you travel to Cuba and have some tips to offer, be sure to leave them in the comments down below. Deuces! Oye, primero día batea.
Oye, ahorita la poesía.